So we have been getting updates regularly every week from Santa Barbara County Public Health on the state of the pandemic locally. Now that things are at least a little bit better for the moment, we thought we'd talk to some other county agencies and leaders to learn more about post-pandemic life, whatever that is. That's the great question. And today, Suzanne Grimacy from the Department of Behavioral Wellness is here with us. Suzanne, good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, so this pandemic has had a major effect on all of us, and everybody copes with things differently. From what you see on a day-to-day basis, what's it like in this post-pandemic stretch?
Thank you, Joe. The pandemic has had a major effect on all of our lives, including taking the lives of 458 of our community members. And now, as we're starting to reintegrate into life and to social activities and to in-person activities, many people are feeling nervous, anxious, scared, at minimum are feeling mixed emotions. Some people are feeling ready to jump right back in to in-person social events, and some people are not. And both ways of feeling are perfectly normal and okay.
Talk about the pandemic burnout and Americans hesitant about the future. This is a two-way street. Like you said, some people are already back out there and doing, major events and things. Others are much more cautious. How do we balance that?
That's a really good question. The American Psychological Association recently did a study a few months ago, and it showed that by and large, Americans are hesitant about their future. In fact, almost half of the participants, about 49%, shared feeling uneasy about reintegrating into in-person activities. And what I think was really interesting about that study is those half that shared that feeling were equally among those that were vaccinated and unvaccinated. The feelings of stress and anxiety that many people are feeling are actually very normal reactions that make a lot of sense in our situation. Our bodies, when they sense that there's something that could be harmful to us, they alert us, and that's that heightened sense of anxiety that we feel. And right now, where we are with readjusting to in-person activities, there are a lot of unknowns, and it actually makes a lot of sense that people are feeling the way that they are. The more unknown a situation is, the less control we feel we have, and the higher our feelings of fear, stress, and anxiety go up. And I think lastly on that, important to remember that we've spent the last, 16 months being hyper vigilant, being hypersensitive to our safety, to mask wearing, to physically distancing ourselves.
The return to work has raised so many questions about what people may be dealing with as they head back into the office. We all know that there are people that are unvaccinated, those that are vaccinated. We all know somebody who maybe has made the decision not to. It puts people in a unique situation where you have to, for lack of a better term, there's this segregation happening among people that are vaccinated and not. And, that is not a good thing. You don't want to criminalize the fact that somebody's made that decision for themselves, yet you're put in a situation where you have to be in a building with somebody or whatever a case may be. How do you deal with all this? What is the approach that you would tell people? Because, these are our friends, these are our coworkers, there's family in some cases where people are put at odds once again over vaccines.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. That's also a great question. And there's a lot of pieces to that. I think important to remember that we've also all become used to interacting with fewer people and not having that same social interaction in the office either. And so the feelings of anxiety or stress at a baseline are also there. Many people have, I think, used the pandemic period to really reflect on what's most important in their work and in their jobs. So there's all kinds of mixed feelings. But going back to work, the same as integrating into life, it's perfectly normal to have mixed emotions. It's perfectly okay for people to wear their masks, whether they've been vaccinated, and of course, if not. And it's also okay to ask other people to wear them. But the feelings of nervousness and stress, just know that they're broadly being felt by all.
Real quick, before we let you go, what are good ways to cope with some of the things that all of us are dealing with in this world now?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. There's a lot of ways. I think the first is to know that you can set your own pace for re-entering and being around other people, socializing in-person events. Focus on the things that you have control over. There's a lot right now that we don't know, a lot we don't have control over, but there's a lot that we do. Continue to take care of yourself. Get outside, move your body, physical exercise, eat healthy. The feelings that many are having with this stress and anxiety, lean into them even. Pay attention to those feelings. There's something we often call mindfulness, which is a very helpful approach that a lot of information can be found online. And I think probably the most important, I would say, is to stay connected. Stay connected to the people around you, friends, family, your faith-based community, whoever that may be, because we're all in this together.
Suzanne Grimacy from the Department of Behavioral Wellness. Thanks. There's a lot of questions, a lot of things that will just come up over time, and it's good to hash them out and at least hear a little voice in the back of our head with maybe some advice. We appreciate you joining us.